year. So, yep.
Welcome to the Pride of Detroit podcast. We have a very, very, very special episode for you this week. My name is Jeremy Reisman. I am the editor-in-chief of Pride of Detroit. Always get that wrong. With me is Chris Perfett and Ryan Matthews. How you guys doing today?
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, we're doing well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get to it. We have a very, very special guest. He is a 10-year NFL veteran. He is entering his 11th year as an NFL coach, his first as a Detroit Lions running backs coach and assistant head coach. Duce Staley is with us. Duce, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? The Three Amigos. Yeah,
That's apparently the new name for the podcast. Three Amigos. We'll play the music and everything.
With you, I am not a special guest. You guys are the special.
Oh, come on.
Oh, listen.
You're not guests.
Flattery.
You guys are the special people. Come on.
Flattery gets you everywhere, Deuce.
Yeah, man.
Well, before we get into a bunch of fan questions, because you have graciously agreed to answer all of our live audience's questions, you and I have some unfinished business, I would say.
Oh, no.
If you missed it, your first press conference in Detroit, you kind of brought things to a halt at the end, called me out, said, "Hey, where's the dude with the mustache? Do you have any questions?"
Call you out.
No, I called. Maybe that's the wrong word, but
Okay.
you caught me like a deer in the headlights. I didn't have a question for you. I've had a month to think about it. Are you ready? I finally have a question.
Well, you're already telling me that this is unfair. You had a month to come up with your questions. You didn't even tell me we were doing this, and I didn't have a chance to do mine.
It's okay. It's okay. This is gonna be a tough question, but I trust you.
Remember, I take notes and I'm writing it down.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
So during your playing career, you played under Andy Reid, correct?
Correct.
Who has a butter mustache, me or him?
You or Andy. Now, let me say this.
Okay. Don't hurt my feelings.
I will not. Andy was a little bit older.
Yeah.
So when Andy came to the Eagles, it had sprinkles. There's a little bit of red, a little bit of gray, a little bit of, all right, a little bit of black in there. You, on the other hand, you just got a Michelin tire up there, buddy. I mean, it's all, so I'm going to lean towards you, okay? All right,
Hey.
yours is strong, okay?
Appreciate
That mustache has made us a lot of money on streams before too. It's unbelievable what it's done.
You guys got something going on. So, you got the goatee, okay? You got the mustache.
Yeah.
Then you got the goatee with no mustache. I'm pretty sure you guys meet about this.
Versatile is what we are. All right.
I've had this forever.
Let's get into some serious questions here, Deuce. Thanks for indulging that. Ryan, why don't you kick things off?
Yeah, for sure. Again, Deuce, thanks for being on the podcast. From a while back, it was when former running back Maurice Jones-Drew, he was kind of cutting his teeth with NFL Network, and it was some pre-draft coverage, and they asked him, what are your top 3 traits of a running back? And he said contact balance was one, short area quickness when defenders get in the backfield, how can a running back respond? And then what are you doing without the ball? Now, we know that you already mentioned how important it is to have a pass blocking ability for your running backs. What are your 3 top traits for a running back?
Yeah, well, I'll start by saying this. One of the most important things for me is making sure I have a knee bender versus a waist bender. When you bend at the waist, your head goes down. So if you're making contact, you can't see what you're hitting. The special ones bend at the knee. And when you're able to bend at the knee, you're able to see what you're hitting, of course, and you're able to burst from there and make people miss. You guys may be a little young, but I'm pretty sure this name will kind of ring a bell. The one that's probably the best knee bend of all time is Barry.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go back and watch some of the
Never
film,
heard of him.
I'm not throwing a name out there. When you go back and watch the film, study it. and you will see he's so explosive from the knee bend, and that's what you want. That's one.
Okay.
Two, COD. All right, change of direction, and you can kind of throw that into the short area quickness. You can kind of into, but being able to go from 0 to 60 in a small little box. Once again,
yeah.
You know, I keep saying, hey, you know,
yeah, he's going to check a lot of these boxes, I'm assuming.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And when you talk about character, when you talk about character of the running back, character of a true running back is what you do without the ball. So if you're running a route, that takes character to finish. If you're blocking, it takes character to finish. It tells me a lot about that person when they don't have the ball.
Love those answers. Love those answers.
Yeah.
Chris.
So, Coach, again, thanks for joining us on the POD cast. One of the things I've been just kind of amazed with or really admire about this coaching staff right now that's been put together is I don't know how I feel like it's different in that nearly everyone has played at some point in the NFL. There's a lot of guys who, I mean, I even remember seeing them play in like the 2000s with Aaron Glenn, and someone just shared me a video of Dan Campbell cutting a promo for Cowboys season tickets, and you yourself obviously played. And I know one of our readers, Jay Jones 164, wants to ask you to this is like, you know, since you did play at the NFL as a running back, how was your mindset different between, you know, when you were the days when you were playing as a running back to now you're a running back coach, you're on the sideline, you know, what's different mentally for you there?
Well, the approach to the game is no different for me. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. My leg still shakes to this day. Like, it's game day. I live vicariously through my players. And when they're out there running, blocking, or catching, or making a defender miss, you might see me on the sideline. Don't think I'm crazy, but you might see me on the sideline doing like shaking. And when he comes back to the sideline, the runner, I'm like, damn, I made the move for you. You couldn't make the move? So I got my own little video game going on. But,
you want to talk with them telepathically. You want to kind of control them like it's Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. So the mentality itself never changes. I approached the game a certain way when I was a player. I wanted to be prepared. That's the number one thing. And everything else will pretty much take care of itself. And that's one of the things I will harp with the guys I have in the room. Zero in on preparation. You must zero in on preparation, not competition. So I don't think a lot has changed.
Fair enough. We got a question from Twitter from AP804. We talked a lot about Deandre Swift in your intro press conference, but we haven't talked much about Carrion Johnson. So he was wondering, what are your thoughts on Carrion Johnson? We know you talked a lot about pass blocking. That was something he was really good at last year. And do you see him as potentially being a second string guy behind Deandre Swift?
What a complete back. I mean, Carrion does it all, man. I mean, you turn the film on, he's up there blocking. And when I say blocking, he's really trying to finish the guy. You know, you see how aggressive he is. Then you turn the film on, he's running a route. Then you turn the film on, he's breaking tackles. I mean, since Carrion has been in this league, man, he's been a very productive back. He's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Since we're on that topic, I'm seeing we're getting a lot of questions here from the people who are watching us live on Twitch and YouTube as well about Deandre Swift. Let me just try to pick one out here because they're coming in fast. So I know Joshua Mercer 7. What does Duce think about Deandre Swift? Does he think Swift has intangibles and traits to be a top 5 running back in the league? Obviously, the answer there is yes.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I can take it from there if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, this is your show. I'm just a clown.
Deandre Swift, it goes back once again. Saw him in high school. We all seen him at Georgia and what he brought to the table. Just the complete back. He's able to do it all. First down, second down, third down. He's a guy you want to keep on the field. He brings problems to a defense. And his skill set is good. So I can't wait to work with him and hopefully I can take it to a whole nother level. That's my goal. It's effortless. I turned the film on. I was watching some of the plays the other day. You could see how linebackers just back off him when he arc release from the backfield to get his shoulder square and run a route. You can see like linebackers are not so quick to come downhill and put their hands on him because he can make them miss. So those are some of the things, like when I go to build a cut up, I would show him how he's viewed or how linebackers see him in this league, which is very important. So that part of it. And, today there's a bunch of great runners out there. And you can just, go any team and you can pick one. But the full package, being able to block, and he can block, being able to run routes and catch the ball, and he can do that too. When you have the full package, your offense becomes dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. With all those abilities, without a doubt. From YouTube, we have Connor Morse, who has a question. He says, Duce, what differences do you see in the run game today versus when you played? And how do you see the running back position kind of adapting over time, and how can it be better served in Detroit this year than in years past, you think?
Yeah, the run game today versus when I played, you don't really see as many fullbacks. Mm-hmm. So the spread part of it is definitely alive today. And I say that now, you do have teams that take the third tight end and he plays that fullback role. But true fullbacks, and every time I think of a fullback, and I might be a little too old when I say this, so if you guys don't remember this cartoon, don't worry about it. Do you remember He-Man?
Oh,
sure,
of course,
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What was the name of the little guy had the short neck with the big muscles? Was that Ram Man?
Ooh, now you're getting deep. I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Was he a villain in there? I don't remember him as one of the
Ram Man or Juggernaut or something like that. Every time I see him, that's who, they remind me of the fullback. So when you remember those big swole guys, those are the guys that were coming downhill on linebackers, coming downhill on safeties, maybe cutting a defensive end, and maybe, just maybe, they caught 15 balls a year in the flat.
Mm-hmm.
So now here comes the hybrid tight end. Here comes the tight end. You got 3 tight ends. You got 13 personnel out there. Here comes the tight end that can motion in the backfield, who can do exactly what the fullback did, but this time he may slip the backer and run a corner. This time he may slip the backer and run a drag.
Yeah. So now there's that versatility.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And guys are quicker and faster and stronger now. I mean, I know that I'm just a couple years removed, but it's funny, you turn the tape on, man, these guys are flying. I'm talking about defensive ends, tight ends, linebackers, bigger guys. They're flying.
You got big guys like Derrick Henry, who looks like a fullback but runs like the wind.
Yes.
Chat, by the way,
is calling us out.
Yeah, Chat does confirm it is Ram Man, so you're right on
Ram Man.
We had a bunch of questions.
Ram Man, before we leave, we got to pull up a picture, man, so we can show everybody.
we'll show
I'll do that
we'll
after. Yeah. We had a bunch of questions about your experience in Detroit so far. So, have you had any fan interactions? Do you have a favorite restaurant? How's your time in Detroit been so far?
It's been awesome. My time. It's been awesome just being able to just travel around and look and just see where I'm going to live, of course. As far as the fans interaction, I got a mask on. Yeah. So they don't know who Duce is. So, and my mask is up here and, you can barely see my eyes. So, and that's okay. Listen, guys, I'm not about all that. If someone do recognize me, of course, I'm going to talk to them. I love talking to fans and interacting with fans. That's the number one thing for me. But as far as restaurants, so here's the deal. So there's a couple people that's in the building. The couple, they got a sheet full of restaurants. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to pick a few out and I'm going to grade them. And I've always liked doing this. I like grading the restaurant list that person gives me. And just guess what, guys? It may not be true, but when you hand the list back, give him a couple F's. Because he's going to be like, oh, my God. It was my favorite. You only kidding.
Can we give you a little homework then? Because there is a wing place I know all of us like here at Pride of Detroit. And I live in Los Angeles now, so I haven't been there in forever. But if you want probably, I think what Ryan and Jeremy will say is the best wings in Detroit. You go to Sweetwater. I think it's just down the road from Ford Field, but you'll have to report back with your grade on that for us.
So I'm gonna give you a little homework.
Okay.
I'm a pescatarian.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
So we'll have to find you some good fish then. Okay. Oh, you know what?
Seafood, then? I'm all in.
Fish bones.
Let me tell you then.
People love fish bones.
Because I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. If you go down the road to Toledo, about 45-minute drive from downtown. Downtown, there's a great sushi spot there, Kengo. The guy is fantastic. It's as good as sushi you will have out in like Los Angeles or out in California or even Japan.
I'm gonna drive 45 minutes. All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. Okay? I might give you a little sheet back with an F on.
Yeah, you can come back. You can come over here and hand me that F directly if I let you down. Real quick, I want to get this question from Matthew Bosco in our YouTube chat. Going back to the staff again, what was it about Dan Campbell? I mean, fans, I've seen such a reaction from fans who love his positive energies, but what was it about Campbell and what was it about the staff that really drove you to join everyone in Detroit and be part of this new Lions regime?
It starts with Dan. And if you know Dan is about family. He's about building that family. So when you talk about bringing a bunch of guys together for the ultimate goal, everybody has to be on the same page. And Dan, of course, handpicked every coach. But I promise every coach in the building right now is about love and is about family. So, of course, you guys on the outside looking in, you see a bunch of players, ex-players that are coaches. So I want you, who I'm talking to here now, and the people that's listening, I challenge you to, the player of what he did, now get to learn the coach because you're going to really love the coach. So that's what Dan is about. And I remember getting a phone call from Aaron Glenn, and I was in my office back in Philadelphia. And I remember Aaron, he had texted me earlier that morning, and he said, give me a call. So I was doing something, and I forgot what I was doing. And, of course, it slipped my mind. And then he called, and he was like, hey, man, what's going on? I want to talk with you. And we had a conversation, and it was a good conversation. And it felt good. It felt right. And here comes Dan. If you guys know Dan, I'm going to tell you now, he's pretty good at texting. Because I got like 6 or 7 texts back to back to back. Are you going to call me? And I'm trying to talk like that. Oh, man. Are you going to call me? Are you going to call me? Yeah, and I could like just feel the voice through the phone. Like, I couldn't even text back fast. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call you. Give me a second. So we were able to get on the same page, man. And it's a lot of juice. It's a lot of energy in this building. And I want to tip my hat off to Sheila Ham. And for her to say, okay, Dan, go get who you need to get for this organization to be successful. You don't get that a lot, guys. There are not a lot of owners that do that. So that tells you right there what type of owner we have. And we're grateful to have it.
Great answer. I got 2 quick ones for you, Duce, and then we'll let you go here. First one we've gotten from a bunch of people, again, in our chat. I'm sorry if I'm not calling out the exact person who asked this one, but what are your thoughts on the draft class in terms of running backs?
I think it's a good one. And when you look at the draft class and how I see it, you always have different tiers. So you have your first tier, your second tier, and your third tier. And then after that, you have guys that potentially could be, free agents or whatever. I look at every running back. I don't care where they're ranked. I don't care who has them high, who has them low. I write up every running back to try to, put them in my tiers. And I think that it's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of guys out there that can catch out of the backfield. When you get these running backs and you think, oh man, this guy's 6'1", 235, or this guy's this, that, and other. I don't know if he's going to be able to run routes. Well, just go down to Alabama and look at that kid. He's 6'3", 6'2.5", 6'3", 230. You've seen him in the slot. You've seen him at number 1. You've seen him run stop routes. You've seen him run slants. I'm like, man, these kids are super talented. So it was a bunch of those in the draft.
Then to finish things off real quick, we need to talk about the assistant head coach label you got. What did it mean to you that Dan gave that to you, a label obviously he had, and what do you expect that to add to your duties on a daily basis, whether it's the offseason or game day?
It means a lot. It means a lot that Dan see me as that. That's first and foremost. Giving me that opportunity to come here and to get the title. And the first thing I remember talking to Dan about was, hey, he said, don't think that's just a title. You're going to get some responsibility that comes along with that. And I promise you guys, he's been walking around knocking on my door and he's been laying it on my desk, and I've been super happy about it. And it's a lot that comes with it. And just being able to, the title itself is getting you prepared. You know, you're following the footsteps of the head coach. You're learning from the head coach. He comes around the corner, he knocks on my door, he asks me for advice. He comes around the corner, he knocks on my door and says, okay, come with me. He comes around the corner, he says, all right, I want you in the defensive meeting. I want you in the special team meeting. I mean, you could only dream of having that opportunity. And Dan has provided it for me, and I'm grateful.
Well, Dan, or Duce, we're grateful for you for joining us.
Okay, before you guys get off.
Yeah.
I just came up with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have you, mustache.
Yes.
Right? We got to give you a name. We have you the super gold tee with a line in the middle.
I'm apparently Italian here, so like it's the tracksuit's the thing now. So
okay, all right. And then Ryan, it is right.
Yeah.
Ryan, yours is just starting to come together a little bit. It ain't all the way together, but you know, it's just starting to come together a little bit. And then guys, add me. I got the bald head.
All right, you're a permanent fixture now. You got to join us every week now.
We got it all covered. We got all the male features covered. Everything's up there except for like lumberjack beer, but we'll figure that out down the road. That's for like hipsters or something. Mm-hmm.
All right, Duce. Well, good luck during the season. I'll be seeing you guys soon. We appreciate you very much, us, Duce. And we know you're going to kick some ass with the Lions this year.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Duce.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to stick around and talk about everything that just happened if you're still live with us on YouTube and Twitch, because that was everything and even more than I expected.
I might get tackled by Duce if he doesn't like Kengo, but he will love Kengo.
And
he's not gonna go to
if Duce is still watching, I know he wanted to know what Ram Man, or he wanted everyone to look.
It was Ram
and see what Ram Man looked like.
Yeah, someone tweeted it to us.
There we go. So. There it is. There's Ram Man, who does look a lot like Juggernaut. But yeah.
Oh, that looks very different from the picture someone sent me.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. This is the one that Eric sent me, so Eric might have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, let me see. Ram Man,
Is that not right? I messed it up. Well, everyone blame Eric Schlitt.
You blew it. You blew it.
Everyone
look at my. Okay.
Okay, that was Juggernaut. My bad.
Let me share my. Can I share my screen?
But you actually can share your screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to share it right now. Let's see. Screen one. There we go. Is it shared?
You're sharing the screen.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, Ram. Wow, that is an old school.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yep. Let's look at the toys. Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's very clear that informed the Juggernaut.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that right there is the Juggernaut with an axe.
Yeah, right.
You gotta look at the toys. You gotta look at the toys.
They gave the Juggernaut a weapon. That's what happened.
It's like Roman auxiliary Juggernaut. He's got kind of the jeez.
But yeah, let's talk about some of the content there of what he said there, because I think maybe the first thing that jumps out to my mind is what he said about Carrion Johnson, because I think there were a lot of people out there that said like he might be a cap casualty. He might not be the number 2. The Lions are going to maybe go deep into free agency and get a big guy or draft someone early. He said he's an does it all guy. He sounded very, very complimentary. And of course, a coach is going to defend his guys, but that seemed genuine and maybe even a little overboard, right?
I mean, it seemed like he was talking just as highly about Carrion Johnson as he was talking about Deandre Swift.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and again, yeah, that's a coach talking about their players, but I think that the thing about Carrion Johnson has just been his lack of availability.
Yeah.
And that's been a huge problem, because we've seen what peak Carrion Johnson can do. Like, I mean, we don't need to forget about, the Patriots game, the game against the Dolphins. I mean, he has games where he really stood out and looked like he could be a complete back, but It's just injuries and lack of availability. And you know what? This is something that we haven't really talked about. And it might be kind of due to Duce's optimism about Carrion Johnson, but how many players got into the doghouse with Matt Patricia? Who's to say whether or not Carrion Johnson kind of maybe made his way in there because of his reduced playing time, especially last season?
It certainly wouldn't be a surprise given, that he has, I don't know, a personality. And
yeah,
the
that he has a
regime,
Twitter account.
Yeah, the last regime wasn't too fond of those. And if there's anything we know already about this coaching staff, is that they're full of personalities already. So
I was going to say,
like,
the question I got to ask him from Jay Jones about, how he's feeling on the sideline. It's again, it tells that a lot of these guys just quit playing in under the shield like less than 20 years ago.
Yeah,
that they're still feeling it. That they're still, because what was Duce Staley's last year in the league? It was
11 years ago.
Yeah. So like all these guys, it's still fresh in their minds. They're not. 10, 20 years as like, a cool, calm collective. They're going to be as fired up as players on the sideline. I intend to see Duce's head shake a little bit as he's trying to, psychically make Deandre Swift give the shiver to someone. And I am actually happy to hear about all that Dan Campbell stuff, because like that's Dan Campbell passing down the importance, I think, of assistant to the head coach.
Right.
There's been so much talk in the NFL, and it dogged Campbell in the national media too. It's like, where are your coordinator bona fides? You have to be an offense. You have to be a hotshot offensive coordinator with a great, offensive system, or you have to have you're a defensive coordinator with a shutdown front seven. But Campbell's not that. But I think it's, but that doesn't disqualify him. Like Dan was that role that he's giving to Duce to Sean Payton for a very long time.
Right.
And that's important. You learn a lot of skills that way, and you learn how to run a team that way. So I think it's important that he's kind of passing that down as well. And Duce seems fired up to get the opportunity to do all of that. I mean, everyone in this league hopes one day to be the head coach who is coaching on those sidelines. And it's important to get that stuff. And it gives you a more more overarching look. It's like everyone's kind of not specialized, not pigeonholed. Everyone kind of knows what the other hand is doing. And I think that'll make for a more complete and more on coaching staff that sees eye to eye. What I'm saying is no one's going to be calling a fake punt on a rogue call.
Right.
Well, and I think real quick, I think to add to that, Chris, was when he mentioned that, Dan Campbell is always coming around the corner and saying like, hey, can you be at this defensive meeting? Can you be at the special teams meeting? It seems like he especially is kind of spreading out Duce's responsibilities. And I wouldn't even be shocked if Dan is doing those same things with like Aaron Glenn, to be like, hey, Aaron Glenn, come to this offensive meeting just for today so we can pick your brain or whatever. So it does seem like there's a lot of overlapping shared responsibilities.
And Anthony Lynn with former head coaching experience himself probably lends that as well, and he probably wants to be involved in more elements too. Yeah, sorry, go on, Jeremy.
No, and I think it tells us two things about Dan Campbell. One, it shows that he knows his weaknesses, right? He knows he doesn't want to be spread too thin. He's done this once. He's done this for 12 games, been an interim head coach. He knows maybe taking on all those responsibilities is what he doesn't want that to be. And then the second thing is like, we've been hearing a lot about this, kind of kumbaya relationship with everyone. Everyone's going to get along. There's going to be no egos. Well, this is evidence that this isn't just talk. He's giving up responsibilities to other people. He's trusting them, and he's doing it to help Duce's career. He said it himself, like he 100% expects Duce Staley to be a head coach sometime, and that's why he kind of wanted to put him almost through like an internship. Like he's helping him out personally while they're all kind of rowing the boat in the same direction. So
I feel
I'm
like
impressed.
Nice pull from Western Michigan and Minnesota there from I forget his name, but I think it's, again, like I keep going back to the fact that all these guys play in the NFL. They're not guys who tapped out after playing at like Oberlin or something and have been, going up that assistant rung for 20 years. They know what it's like to like have to fire each other up and play as a team. And it's not, as you say, Jeremy, no ego involved. Whereas, I mean, again, not to bring it back to the guy who's just here, but how many other coaches then who come from that other track I talk about, for better or worse, they do have that ego. For some of them, it works out for them. For guys like Nick Saban, for Bill Belichick, absolutely works out for those guys. Totally fine. If you can make that work for you, it's great. But I feel like the other approach has a lot of merits too, because again, then everyone's on board, everyone knows what they're doing, and it's just a matter of just putting that out in the field and seeing how you can develop talent and put everyone in the place to win ball games on Sunday.
Really quick before we dive a little bit more into the interview, I do want to catch up on alerts. We did have them turned off for the interview just because I wanted to make sure everyone could hear Duce. But let me catch up because there was a lot that happened in between that. Before we even finished, or before we even went live, Jetty F. Baby subscribed for the first time yesterday. Then we had LJ come in with the 16 months, Henry with the 2 months, Cromon with the 3 months, MJ Lee with the 2 months, Moogle with the 3 months, LJ with the 100 bits. The respected Madman gifted five subs to the community. Joshua Mercer gifted out another 5 subs to the community. Our good friend John Whitaker subscribed for 15 months. Logan dropped 100 bits. And we just got a follow too from a Hood Nerd. Appreciate everyone for the support. Sorry we didn't call you out. We didn't have the things on the screen, but we just wanted to make sure y'all could hear.
Yeah, we gotta be judicious with time there. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on a tight schedule there, and I wanted to make sure that we were all set up. How do you subscribe with Prime? If you attach your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you should be able to subscribe to one Twitch page for free once a month. All you would have to do once those 2 pages are linked is hit the subscribe button, and there should be a free option.
You have to scroll down a little bit too, if I remember, when you pull up the sub. It's not right at the top.
It does have to be on a desktop as well. That's a good point, Zach.
Yes.
Yep, Sneaky,
yes.
You did miss the interview, but all of this is being saved. All of this is recorded. If you want the audio version, it'll be on the podcast. If you want the video version,
tonight,
all you have to do is check the VOD on YouTube or Twitch. It'll be right there. Yeah, that's it. Any other takeaways from you guys about anything that he said that stuck out, that you found interesting or cool, or besides him just like being a total sport with everything?
If he does, I'm gonna have to find a more fish place. The thing is, I just didn't know any sushi places in Detroit that I could really recommend to him.
There's not a ton, if we're being completely honest.
No, that's why maybe I've gotten too used to LA, because when he balked at driving 45 minutes, I'm like, what? That's like normal.
Jeremy, there's a good place over by you called Shiro.
Shiro?
Over there in Novi. So that's worth the trip. It's a little bit more expensive, but you do get what you pay for. So
especially with
Duce. Yeah, right. Duce Staley. I think, like, for me, what just stood out immediately was his
big boy,
his personality.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed very genuine. It seemed like he was just having a good conversation and really open to, like, explaining things in full too. So appreciate
I like
that
the anthology of hair he set out for us. It's I know Ryan was eager to shave all of that, and I've had this forever, but it's canon now. We're Pride of Detroit Haircast.
I wonder if I'll ever even get the opportunity to tell him like the whole story behind the mustache, because
I tried to tell him, like,
this is me.
You've been just making money on that thing. We've been making money off that thing. Like,
yeah, that was a weird thing to tell him with no context.
That's fine. I am the king of no context. I'm the king of okay, Ruby. Bye. Sorry, someone requested a Ruby cameo. I wanted to get that since he was over here.
Yeah, Flowers. I've heard great things about Flowers of Vietnam, and I think actually they used to have a stand in Ford Field or something.
I've heard about Flowers of Vietnam too. Yeah. I didn't realize he was a pescatarian. That's good eating. I know my brother was doing that.
Yeah, I've been to Flowers of Vietnam. It's really good. It's also very, very pricey.
Yeah, I am curious about how many Fs he gives to places we would probably all like. I want to see that list. Is what I'm saying. I want to see him complete that list from the Ford Field people, and like what they recommend, and with all the grades on it. But yeah, no, I thought he spoke very well about the existing running backs there. I know people probably want to glean too much into that, but yeah, it was he was great.
And yeah, just someone had asked if I turned the channel points off for a bunch of things. I did. They should be back there in there now. You might have to refresh the stream, but yeah, again, it was a thing where like I didn't want to put on a mozzarella sticks t-shirt during the interview or do list cast and stuff. So all that stuff should be back now. But yeah, 180 from the previous coaching staff. Exactly, Uncle Indigo. That's the sense we're getting. I mean, even the fact that he joined us is, I mean, part of it is, yes, we've grown a lot in the past year, but I think a lot of it is also like, I mean, you've seen all these guys do media appearances and be more open. Brad Holmes was just on a podcast talking about saying, there's no chance that we're taking quarterback off the board at 7.
And I know someone was pointing out that I think Holmes and someone else is sorry, my nose is like acting up because of Ruby now. At the Trey Lance Pro Day, or at least watching the Trey Lance Pro Day. So, excuse me.
Yeah, they've got everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and Steve-O, why didn't you ask my question, Jeremy? We had limited time with Duce, guys, so we got in as much as we could. We had to really be selective about the questions, but we wanted to cram in as much as we had from you guys as possible. So I apologize we didn't get to all of your questions. We were reading chat and grabbing everything we could. We just, we only had a limited time with Duce, but we're happy with what we had with him.
Yeah, plus we had the unfortunate thing of Duce being extremely thorough and thought-provoking with his answers.
Yeah. The terrible curse of yeah.
Yeah. The thing, Jeremy, you mentioned with this coaching staff being a complete 180 from the previous regime, is just going to make all of our jobs a little bit harder. Like, because they're actually putting themselves out there and they actually say things when they do put themselves out there. It's not
I like that.
Bob Quinn.
It's
not. I like Bob Quinn, getting on Sirius Radio to say like absolutely nothing about anything.
Yeah, it's going to keep us busy.
It makes our job easier, I think, not harder, just because those guys are everywhere.
Maybe, but no, I think you're right. Like it spreads me a little
thin.
thin.
To keep your eyes open everywhere.
Because I've listened.
But it gives us more content to chew on.
I've listened to 5 different Dan Campbell interviews in the past 2 weeks. One Brad Holmes, TJ. I mean, and it's starting to open up with players, right? TJ Hawkinson just did a podcast. Dude who had. No offense to him, but like it showed very little personality out there in the first 2 years, and maybe that's just him as a young rookie. Maybe that's coaching staff locking him down. But we've got personalities again, which is nice.
Yeah,
I need to pull all of this together by saying, because you're spread so thin now, you hired your own assistant coach.
That's true.
Eric Schlitt.
That's true. And he was watching and live tweeting this while we were going in.
We're in Ouroboros. We are beat reporting on our own intervieos.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna write an article about Carrion Johnson from his answer there, because I think that's I was shocked that never came up in his first interview.
Yeah.
And it's important. I think a lot of people have been asking questions about him.
I really thank you again to Matthew Bosco and J Jones 164. I know I cribbed your answers, but like one of the things I love most, like that interests me intellectually most about this team, is again like just culture, and that a lot of these guys are former NFL players, and I think it's something just worth, as like a sports writer, just to keep an eye on. It's been fantastic, and again, right now I think it's already showing. And there's Zazu. Sorry guys, I only had 5 hours of sleep. I'm sorry if I'm disgusting. I'm a radio guy. I'm not used to being
dog ASMR for you. We did have a request for a list cast.
Oh yeah, we did. I thought
a very good topic too. Top questions you
from
wish.
Jay Markle.
Jay Markle BYB asked.
Our friend from Bless You Boys.
Yeah, that's right. Top questions you would you wish you could ask a coach, but you would never get an answer.
Can I make a joke about one of them?
Maybe.
So let's see. Okay. I'm going to put on my list here, and all respect and love to the man who asked the question, but do you wish your daughter had married a better defensive coordinator?
Oh, jeez. Of course, you would stand for Rob Parker.
No, I thought it was a ridiculous question for Rob Parker, but I'm throwing it on my list because I'm never going to get an answer if I ask that question. Let's see. What else?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there are a million questions I would have asked the previous regime. I don't have much for this regime yet, but like,
I'm gonna keep my tongue in my mouth.
Yeah, I already know what you are holding inside, and
yeah,
I get it. I kind of would want to ask like Joe Lombardi's real unfiltered thoughts on Matthew Stafford, because we're all kind of like suspect that he was the one that leaked that Matthew Stafford couldn't handle, like mentally handle something.
Yeah. I think my question that I would have for Matt Patricia would be something along the lines of, is a hot dog a sandwich? Just because it totally like thumbs its nose at like treating this like a super serious thing. Like, could you imagine him being asked a question where he has to show any personality? Like, that guy would be so pissed.
I think for me, there's more than a few. There's more than a few questions I want to ask. I'm making this as a generic coach. I feel like, sorry, you guys take another round. I blanked. I just blanked real hard. This is rough. This is probably one of the roughest listcast requests we've gotten.
When you get asked to ask a question, it's not easy. This is proof right here. All right. So when someone says, "Hey, do you have any questions for me?" Sometimes it's not easy to think on the spot, all right, people?
The thing is, too, is like my aborted attempt at being a beat reporter, too, when I was like, covering Big Ten media days, I tried to ask like a hard-hitting question to a Rutgers coach, and I immediately got face planted. Like I immediately got judo thrown by bleeping coach talk and I'm just like, because it's Rutgers. I'm like, well, I don't even remember who it was. I think it was something Wilson or whatever. And I was like, Rutgers is like, how do you, everyone else in the Big Ten controls their backyard. How the hell can you hope to control, New Jersey, which is this, massive, at the time was a massive hotbed for college talent. And he just hit me with like, look, we want, good players wherever they come from. And he just kind of dodged it all. And he dodged basically the question of, dude, you're getting your backyard poached. So I got judo thrown real bad there, and I've never gotten over it.
It happens.
So you never judo throwed me.
It happens once every press conference, though. Like that. Yeah. That's just that's what coaches do, is they judo their way out of questions. The good ones too.
I will tell you, James Franklin, when I got to interview him, does not judo throw. He'll answer everything. He's a bit of a beast like that.
Stringer with a good answer. By the way, thank you, Stringer, for the 3 months subscribed. He says, I would ask Stafford his true thoughts on Patricia and Quinn.
Ooh.
That's
a good one.
You'd have to be in a very remote location for Stafford to answer that one, honestly.
I feel like you could do that with Stafford and a lot of these coordinators or coaches in the past too. Like, actually, I'm curious about what I want to ask Jim Caldwell what he thinks of Bob Quinn.
I don't think Jim Caldwell is capable of saying anything bad about anybody.
I mean, but he's had a couple of those, recently had a couple interviews where, he didn't say directly what his thoughts were, but he's just like, I knew.
He had some choice biblical quotes.
Yes.
How about grouping up the Lions defensive backs, Quandre Diggs, Glover Quinn, and Darius Slay, and being like,
fucking give
us Matt Patricia in 3 words.
But see, that's the problem. You would get an answer for that.
Oh yeah,
they would absolutely give you an answer.
They would Instagram live it.
they try to pay me so that they can use more words.
Oh my god.
All right, I think we're probably close to closing it out here, closing in on an hour here. By the way, thank you everyone for their patience at the top. We obviously started a little bit later than expected, but appreciate your patience through it all. I think it was worth the wait for sure. And thank you for the 50 bits, Uncle Indigo. Appreciate that as well. Ask Joe Cullen if the Wendy's was worth it.
Oh, God.
That might be an all-time comment, Lions Blood. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. I would have probably.
If you got like junior bacon and a not the flurry? What is it called?
Junior bacon cheeseburger.
What's
the Frosty?
The Frosty. I was about to say, what's the frosted thing called?
What's the thing that's frosty?
Give me a junior bacon, a Frosty, and some fries. Psh.
Yeah, $4
drive naked
$4 mix and match, $4 big bag or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be wearing just my mustache.
I would have asked Kasky like what's some I'd ask him to sing a song. I don't know what song. Maybe Ram Ranch. Could you karaoke Ram Ranch? And
Man.
unlike Ram Man, I cannot share on stream what Ram Ranch is.
I don't think I want to know.
You don't.
I think as a tack-on question for Cullen, I'd be like, would you wait in the drive-through because you wanted your fries unsalted? Like, would you wait around a little bit longer for that?
If you don't know, if you're new
The
viewer
Ryan
or
Matthews
listener,
method.
Ryan has a horrible method that I shouldn't even share out loud because it might encourage you guys to do this. But when he orders fries from fast food, he orders them unsalted because that makes them fry a whole new batch. And then when he gets his fries in the drive-thru, what does he do? Why don't you tell him, Ryan?
Stares him dead in the eye, looks him directly in the eyes and says, "Can you give me some salt packets with that?" Eye contact is important here. Just to tell them, fuck you.
That is sociopathic behavior. I don't care if a lot of people do it. That is sociopathic behavior.
I'm sorry. I like to enjoy my food. I don't know. I guess I'm a criminal.
Yep.
Yeah, you are. You're a horrible human being.
All right, let's wrap things up there. In case you want to become a full-time listener, if you are already, we are going to be live again tomorrow, right around this time, actually, noon on Eastern on Saturday. We are going to be doing
fun.
Our full free agency preview podcast. We'll go down the roster. Maybe there'll be some roster moves that happened before then. Talk about what the Lions need, what they have, who they might grab, who they might let go, all that sort of stuff. Back here on Twitch, YouTube, twitch.tv/Pride of Detroit, youtube.com/C/Pride of Detroit. And that's all I got. We didn't really do a proper outro for the POD cast. Does that matter, Chris? Or
No. I'll throw something in at the end or something.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely show up for that podcast because I'll be coming off my overnight shift and that'll be fun for me. I'll be
there you go.
I'll be like not 3 sheets to the wind, but yeah. But yeah, no, we're gonna have some fun with that. We do want to move that up because free agency is going to get hot and sweaty real quick, and we want to give you time to what?
We just got $20 from Apex in 4 different $5 super chats.
Oh, I didn't even see those. I didn't even see those pop up in my YouTube chat.
They all just popped in through ours. So
Apex, the man, from super chat. Thank you.
Let me go through and read each of them. He says, "Good work as always, guys." And by the way, you were right, Jeremy. I am a he. Then he says, "Gotta."
Oh no, that was from last session.
Oh, why are they all popping through again? That's weird.
I don't know.
Well, maybe those are all old ones, but either way, Apex, if you're watching, appreciate you with the super chats you've been given. Really, all for the past 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, he's been good. He's our super chat super user.
He is our super YouTube user, 100%.
Yeah. A lot of you other guys on YouTube, you're running afoul of Nightbot. I would hope you would learn that we don't control Nightbot. Please don't use caps. But we love you guys on there. Just I see some of you guys quarreling with the Nightbot, and it amuses me. That's all.
All right, y'all. I don't see any local guys worth rating, so we're just gonna end it there. Appreciate you all for watching. Hopefully, this won't be the last of interviews like this. We will try to keep our first bites open as well to coaches, players, media members, all that sort of stuff to keep you entertained, keep you from just hearing our dumb voices over and over again, and keep you informed. So thanks for joining us today, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow.